time you mow a weed down, what does the weed do? Grow back. You mow the weed down, it grows back. If you do that 2 or 3 times, the energy reserves of that weed, the 4th time, what happens? He's not probably going to grow back because he's used its reserves. But the weeds, if you don't mow frequently, what does the weed want to do rapidly? It's flower and set seeds, right? That's when we get into problems. So that would be the rare exception of don't bag it, so we're not potentially redistributing seed weeds back into the soil. That's the rare exception. Rare exception. And weeds and spider mites and disease do not compost well in your compost pile. That would be the rare exception of discarding that material. Okay? So don't bag it, mow often, well-maintained mower, stay up on it. Okay? Now, when do we get into spring push? Is typically mid-March to about mid-May. That's when the predominance of these warm season turf grasses are waking up. So you're going to start mowing much more often. And usually what happens mid-June? What happens in mid-June typically?
Sun comes out.
Sun comes out a lot. Yeah, y'all know what happens in mid-June. To the 4th of July, it's starting to get very hot. So late June, July, and August is very hot. It's very hot, right? So we're not going to be pushing it with a lot more water, a lot more fertilizer. We've stored all that nutrition and carbohydrates in that crown and in that root system to get it through the desert, right? And we'll talk about fertilizing here in a second. So we're not going to mow as much in the summer. We don't mow in the winter that much because it's asleep, it's dormant. So we're probably cutting back the mowing instead of once every 5 days or once every 7 days. We call raise the blades, you might say. We raise the mower higher, right? We're not in March, April, May. We don't need to mow as much because we probably don't have the water to be pushing in anyway. We're not growing a crop like sweet corn or something like that. So we raise the mower, we mow less frequent, maybe instead of once every 5 to 7 days, maybe every 7 to 10 days, and see if we can push it to once every 10 to 14 days, if needed. Okay, we still needed to grow, and we still needed to be green because you needed to get through the summertime, of course. But we're cutting back. We're mowing the water. So grow it higher until mid-September, and hopefully by mid-September it cools down some.